Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly.
I'm joined, as always, by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
Up, y'all? It's your favorite cousin, Bill, and I am feeling so ill. And we got a special guest joining us today. We are going live right now from Nerds at Night and the Drunk Banthas channel. And joining us right now is a 9 Nerds Yards, Nerds at Night, Drunk Banthas aficionado right here about all your television, comic book, and comic book movie needs. His name is Jeff, but he's Dusty. Wait, that sounds terrible. That
didn't sound good. Not gonna lie, didn't sound good. But I did that to myself. Let's be honest. Yeah.
He's very dusty. I could have said that. That would have been way worse. That's like obviously intentional.
The dustiest guy we know.
I think Blake will be okay with me having that one.
You can have that nickname.
You can go with Dusty. It's cool.
Dude, so excited to have you on, man. We have a very exciting show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking to Gen V. We're going to be talking about Loki. We're going to be talking about Rick and Morty. And as always, we're going to be talking shit.
Mostly shit,
though.
Sorry, I was burping. I didn't mean to have that weird voice. Mostly shit.
Fine. Honestly, it kind of fit. It fit the moment.
It was
apropos. Let's get started by just hopping into episode 6, Gen V. After restoring everyone's memories, Cate experiences a seizure and unknowingly traps Marie, Jordan, and Andre within her mind. Cate's imaginary friend, Soldier Boy, tell him. Warns them to escape before she enters a vegetative state. What did you guys think of like this storyline for this episode? Jeff, I'll let you go first.
I liked it. First off, I like Soldier Boy. I think he's hilarious. I think he's such an awesome take on the good old boy American hero. And I think Jensen just knocks it out of the park with that character. So seeing him back, even for that short amount of time, that made me happy.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's
incredible.
100%. And then we've had different superhero things where like you get stuck in the psychic's mind or whatever before. And there's always different ways of doing it. And sometimes you fall into some tropes. This one definitely felt tropey, but like it was still a good take on the trope, you know?
Yeah. I definitely was like, I've seen this before. Maybe actually immediately think of recently in Harley Quinn a few seasons ago.
Yep.
And then like they even had the moment where they're like, oh, we could get stuck in here, and Poison Ivy freaks out. She's like, oh shit, what's gonna happen to my fucking plants, man? It was great.
And Dr. Psycho's just sitting there like, did I tell you to not push a button? I told you to not push a button.
But what did you think of the storyline of like everybody's trapped in Cate's mind?
I thought it was dope because I hate exposition that doesn't, that's forced and doesn't seem to move the story along. It just seems to just fill in blanks that could have easily been filled in before. Like I hate somebody being like, oh, Alex, where have you been all week? And you're like, well, things have been really hard. My brother Sam died, and then then I didn't see him for a long time, and then I don't really remember much after that.
Did I tell you guys about my imaginary friend I used to masturbate to?
Right, exactly. Like but what better way to explain a girl's personal experiences with finding herself sexually than have Soldier Boy blab it to your friends, the people closest to you.
I thought that was a great way to have Soldier Boy come back without answering any questions of like, is Soldier Boy alive? Like it doesn't have to move the boy story line along, but we still get a fucking cameo.
We know he's alive though, right?
Beloved character.
He is.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, we know that.
He's under deep freeze again.
Yeah.
Deep freeze. I'm under deep freeze.
Although, with what they figured out in this episode, maybe he's not going to be alive much longer.
Ooh, yeah, I can't
Ooh.
wait to get into the end of this episode because
Oh, yeah.
it's so implication-y.
The
But
implications
before
is
we get
mass
there-
genocide.
But so before we go there, Alex, what did you think of the mindscapeness?
I thought it was interesting. Yeah, it was kind of tropey, but this whole show, even the boys, is like tropey. Like that's their whole thing, and I thought it was a good way of just like having your cake and eating it too. Like you can, the whole thing is show don't tell. Well, this is a way of
The show don't tell,
exposition.
baby. The show don't tell.
Man, you fell the right way into that part.
The show don't tell, baby.
Put that on a t-shirt.
man.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Who's gonna make
Drunk
so many
Banthas,
t-shirts?
Drunk Banthas, the show don't tell.
Oh God. Okay, and that shirt has to be Soldier Boy holding a pillow.
The show don't tell.
And then hashtag Soldier Boy tell him. I don't know.
Hashtag Soldier Boy tell.
But yeah, I did like that they're being able to have this expositional episode, but still like it still moves the story along because we find out
Look around and find out.
Eventually they confront Cate and no actually before that like while exploring Cate's memories, Luke exposes Andre and Cate's affair.
Yeah.
Affair seems like a weirdly adult word.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
but-
I'm glad you brought that up, man. Because maybe they're at least 21, right? Maybe
at least 21 maybe.
Well, let's
so-
just say.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the best guess would be Marie is 18 or 19, and the rest are between 20 to 22 because the others are
That's
seniors
right.
and she's a freshman.
Right, that's right. She's a
Right.
freshman. That's-
Yeah, we gotta
that's a good
assume that
point.
they at least can get into the club.
Yeah.
You know
Some
what I
of
mean?
them.
Because they went to the club together. All of them went to the club together. And you can
Yeah.
get fake IDs, but I'm just saying.
Well, I think it's also, I mean, they're the college football stars.
Yeah,
If the entire world loves college football,
definitely.
Right.
So I don't think they had a problem getting into a bar, regardless of whether or not they had IDs.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, and Cate did
Yeah.
touch dude and got him the what do they call them shits?
She pushed him.
Oh yeah, they gave him like. Did she get like free drinks?
She got him
She got a
VIP.
straight up bottle of
And
vodka at one point.
she got him VIP, and no, that was at the party that they had. But when they went
the
to the club,
fundraiser.
she got them VIP without being on the list. So they got a
Nice.
section. She got them a section. That's what I was trying to think. Section.
She got him a
What?
table.
Yeah, it's a table, a section. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why my brain farted right there, but it did not smell good. But I'm glad that you brought up the fair reveal
Mhm.
because I didn't think anything about that part of that scene. I only thought about old dude. What was his name? Alan, whatever dude's name who got blowed up. The guy who
Oh.
looks
Luke.
Right,
Golden
yeah,
Boy.
Luke, Golden Boy.
no.
Oh, the old dude. He blew up.
Yeah, the dude who's like 28.
Oh, right.
He blew that dude
I'm
up.
sorry, did
Yeah,
you say
that's right.
28?
He said he was 28. He said he was 28, but they said he's 28, but he looks like he's 14.
the
That's
guy
his-
with the white hair?
No, not that guy. The kid
Dusty.
with the robe, Dusty.
Yeah, that's Dusty.
Oh yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
He blew him. They blew him the fuck up, man. And I'm wondering, is he dead? I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
I didn't see him there.
Yeah, like
I thought they said
didn't
if you
actually-
die in the mind.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I
that what
didn't see
Soulja
his
Boy
body
said?
explode.
Yeah, I was actually peeping for that too. Is like, is his body still there, or did his body explode? Also, or should there be pieces?
I figured
everywhere?
brain dead.
Yeah, but I just didn't see his body. It was weird. You just gotta like disappear like a
this
GTA
shit be
character.
tripping me out, man. The goddamn
Oh yeah, there's there's always some sort of fight going on. I guess
the
on those.
neighbors be fucking fighting ninjas and shit. But you know what I'm saying. Anyway, shout out to you people who are watching live. We love y'all, and
The
let us
people
know.
who think that you're just hearing voices because we don't hear shit coming through it.
Right? Yeah. Shout out to everybody who thinks we're crazy. But it does bother. It just we hear it and we
Shared
kind of feel it.
psychosis.
We feel it, and we're just like,
Oh, it's the worst.
what the fuck is going on? But anyway,
but then later on, they enter through Jordan's memories, wherein they saved Brink from an enraged Luke and earned a job as teaching assistant.
now who else thought this was the scene that Golden Boy was like,
Oh
he
yeah,
actually killed Brink.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Who else
to.
thought that? Did
You're
y'all think
supposed
that?
to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because remember, they all go in, they're like, oh shit. And then when female Jordan gasses Luke, they turn to him and they go, you knew this happened before?
Right.
And that was Jordan's big secret. But I thought that was great. I loved it. I loved that was Jordan's secret. I loved that the whole big reward was just being a TA, which even Jordan's internal monologue was like, we're a fucking TA. We betrayed everything we cared for to be a TA.
Yeah.
And I also thought it was a really great use of both forms of Jordan.
Yeah, I agree. What did you think of that?
Yeah,
like,
I agree. Like with the way that they use both forms of Jordan, because you don't get to see these two actors act together, and this is the first time they get to act in the same scene, and it's good to see that it's not actually the same person, because that was my theory, that they were actually the same person in real life. But it's good to see. It's like my Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
I flat out looked it up to make sure. I thought they were twins.
Yeah, they look very similar in actual real life. So.
Yeah,
excellent casting, and they're both actors are really, really good.
Decent.
But then they start going further into other people's brains. Whose else memory do they go into?
They go into Cate's.
They go into Cate's.
Well, they started with Cate's.
Oh yeah,
they start with Cate's, but they go
into
into her teenage years.
Yeah, where the Reardons are being experimented on in the woods, and Cate is forcing Luke to forget what happened, and then
they get these weird injections.
That's
that's the experimenting.
That's steroids.
But it's like V steroids.
Yeah, get him strong.
That they made from his brother?
Well, what they were doing is pumping his blood. They were pumping out Luke's blood and pumping in Sam's blood to then you're then getting this, like, because they're brothers, the blood types most likely matching, it's more likely to, take. So they just transfusing his blood in hopes that makes him stronger, which it looks like it did. Looks like it did.
Definitely worked.
They've mentioned in the past that Sam was stronger than Golden Boy ever was.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess like maybe the V bonded to his blood better or something, and like putting, maybe it's like blood doping for cyclists,
Yeah, exactly. It's the same concept. Like, Kobe used to go get his blood spun in Germany. Yeah. Same thing. You got something right here.
Oh, do I?
Terrible superpower.
Yeah, it's a terrible superpower. But we do get to see that Cate's mom fucking hates her. Like, is afraid of her. She locks her in a room with that's basically a vault. Where do you get that door? Because I need one for my room.
Yeah, right. That is secure. Yeah, that was probably the most horrifying part of going into Cate's memories, because her putting Luke to sleep and making him forget. We figured that stuff was
episode one stuff.
But this was pretty. But this is pretty awful. And just like the whole story with her, accidentally making her brother disappear, is just really heartbreaking. Yeah. So then, we also have little Tristan Marie's terrible backstory. That was awful. That was nice. But then everybody's like, "Hey, we're all fucked up." So
everybody be happy.
Everybody
drama.
Everybody love everybody. Everybody love everybody.
Fucking do it. You better fucking love them. But let me ask you guys a question about something that you just brought up, Alex.
Shoot.
What would you guys have done if you were Cate's mom?
If I was Cate's mom.
Man, that's a big question.
I mean, how are you not mad? I know it was an accident, but how are you not mad at her for sending away your son? And how are you not scared of her?
Well, I wouldn't be scared of her because I ain't scared of nobody. And then
unless she touched your hand and said, "Be scared of me."
Well, it could go it could go many different ways, I thought. Because I was like, why didn't her, if her mom was this evil, why didn't she try to capitalize off this shit? We going to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? we're going to like utilize this skill that my daughter has acquired through means of me injecting her with stuff without her permission as a young baby. You know what I'm saying? So let's just ride this out. You know what I'm saying? Let's just ride this out. You know, I'm getting what I'm paying for, man. I'm getting what I'm paying. I'm about to get something out of this.
Yeah, you actually assume that their morals are already kind of askew since they
right. That's what I thought might have been a possibility, but apparently, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, she was gonna be scared of her a little bit, maybe. But no, you know, me myself, to answer your question, I would have been like, look, baby girl, we're gonna get these gloves. And then we're going to try to find your brother. You need to like tell some dogs to find your brother. Like touch a dog. Tell him to find your brother.
Yeah.
And he'll never stop running until he finds him. And then one day,
you gotta somebody and be like, you're the greatest detective in the world. Like, go find my brother.
Yeah, you're Batman. Go find my brother.
Well, but Batman fucks any tree and donut he finds.
Well, yeah, their Batman does. Their Batman fucks every tree and donut.
He sure fucking does.
You'd have to make sure you send him into a room of squares. Just all squares. There could be no round objects because there might be a way he can put a hole in it. You know? He would put,
tell you what, never give that man a bowl of Cheerios.
That's what I was kind of about to
shoving him up his dick hole.
Yeah, he should really be like, he would probably try to fuck a flea's butt. You know,
if you can find it, he's like, let me get a microscope.
Let me see that.
This is where it kind of gets into like some weird hereditary territory where it's just like, can I forgive my child for accidentally killing my other child?
Can I?
And it's like,
can I do it?
It's a horrible question to even posit and let alone have to deal with.
Well,
so,
you're gonna be crazy. You might as well love the kid still because you're gonna be crazy either way. Better to have one kid to talk shit to, and then like be like, hey, you know what? Fuck you. You know, you can't fucking hold this shit over my head forever. No, I can hold it over your head forever, and because you killed your brother. Now go upstairs and fucking clean your room. Like, you gotta have them things that you can hold over their head.
Yeah,
look,
I mean,
you got it baked in already.
Yeah, you do.
And you're gonna be mad about this kid dying already. You know, you're gonna be mad.
Yeah, it's the discipline card. Yeah, like parents dream of things like this. Where they can just be like, "Oh man, I have to."
No, parents, that is not a dream. That is a nightmare. That we just described the scenario that we are proposing.
I mean, but is the sacrifice worth it? Put it in the comments, guys.
Put it in the comments. And thank you if you're here watching, all two of you, or maybe no one. Maybe there's no one actually watching, and somebody just accidentally touched this on their screen in their butt. You know,
right?
Maybe you accidentally
stranger's butt.
Maybe you accidentally slipped over. But you know, leave it in the comments. Y'all make some comments. Talk to us. Make some noise. Best comment will get a t-shirt.
Yes, best comment gets a t-shirt.
But it got to be more than 2 comments in here. God damn it! Somebody start commenting.
Not just like a comment. It has to be
right.
But yeah, man, we realized that there is. We thought there was something nefarious going on the previous episode. No, man, it's something deadly going on.
Yeah,
like, this shit is crazy.
After like everybody has a kumbaya moment, everybody forgives Cate, and Sam beats the shit out of Cate for a little bit, but then eventually forgives her thanks to Emma.
Antonio Banderas. We found out Antonio Banderas was.
Are we skipping over Bill's favorite part of this episode?
Oh yeah, you know my favorite part of this. The puppet sex scene.
Muppet sex. Oh gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Look, at first I was like, this is weird. First of all, everybody, all the Banthas out there, they know we do not like sex scenes in television shows.
I'm not a fan.
We fucking hate it. We actually hate it in everything. If your sex scene is longer than 10 seconds, you're not a good storyteller. We already know what's happening. No.
Really? Of course, Basic Instinct.
But it's a murder scene.
Both cinema. That's
if it's longer than 10 seconds, we didn't need it.
Man, we have to have a whole Basic Instinct episode. Is that one doesn't hold up? I feel like
no, we never do.
You're gonna be talking about one part of that movie. A lot.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. When the hand went on the
When the Titanic
on the glass.
Muppet.
Yeah, the Titanic scene on the glass. I was like, okay, I'm with it. I wasn't mad at that one. I was like, maybe they shouldn't have did that because that was gross. But and this is this man's first time having sex, and now that's what he got to remember. I mean, at least he blew her back out apparently, but you know what I'm saying? Like
14 times he did.
Yeah, exactly. But
times.
Jesus fucking Christ, man. Well, I mean, maybe he wasn't blowing her back out. 14 times. Maybe he was going real quick. He was just like
machine gunning that shit.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of superpowers, ladies and gentlemen.
He got it in 14 times, but he busted 28 nuts. And it was all within the span of an hour.
That's like 16 walls. But yeah, then they, of course, they're in love now because they busted so many nuts.
They had sex. So they're in love.
They came.
It's a beautiful thing. They had sex. Now we're in love.
Thank you, Zoidberg, for the correspondence. And yeah, then Sam beats up Cate for a little while before Emma, says the sun's getting real low.
Brings him on down, low, big guy.
He unhulks for a little bit, but then we get the biggest reveal, like you guys both alluded to. Meanwhile, in the woods,
Cate has.
Oh, what were you about to say?
Oh, I was about to say Cate humps a pillow. What were you about to say? When she masturbates, she humps a pillow.
That was the deleted. Oh yeah,
she found the man in the canoe.
No, that was the big reveal. It wasn't no deleted scene. Her imaginary friend told on her, which means that she really told on herself, right? Like she just wanted to. She always wanted to 100%. Tell everybody that,
right.
But she never actually got it out of her system.
Yeah, she never got it out of her system.
So she said it. So she just told it.
I love how proud Soldier Boy looked too, being like, she discovered herself to me.
That's right.
Right. Of course he would be. Yeah, he's
fucking
like
Jensen, man.
He's like,
God, he's great.
What do you mean? Who am I? I'm Kate's imaginary friend. Well, boyfriend.
Oh my God. Give me more bad guy Jensen Ackles.
Oh,
dude,
I love it.
He's great. He's incredible.
Yes. And apparently
100%.
he's good friends with the creator, TV showrunner on this show.
Yeah. Well, he
isn't this the supernatural guy?
Yeah, supernatural guy. But that don't mean you friends.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just because you worked on something.
I mean, when you do the same show for 15 years.
Yeah, but that don't mean you friends, man.
Yeah, that might actually mean that you hate each other.
Some people just are professional and able to get through it.
It is.
You know what? I was gonna say, if you have hated each other and worked together for 15 seasons, you're good at your fucking job.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey man, a lot of those people on Smallville did not like each other, but they were professional. They accepted that other people are just weird and crazy, and because
Rosie's very political when he talks about Allison Mack.
And the the staff or the directors and the producers overworked these guys and underpaid them, so they don't. It's not.
Yeah, the CW.
It's not like not like they always line up together. So I was just impressed. I'm just impressed that they had a good relationship, and he keeps putting them in shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like it's cute when you see stuff like that.
Totally.
It's cute.
It's
That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood.
It's like,
fun fact for Smallville. The entire cast got together and said they wouldn't work anymore if the studio didn't hire Tom Welling a driver, because Welling was working like 15-hour days, and where they were staying was like an hour away, and he almost killed himself driving home one day.
That's right.
I heard that story. That was crazy. That's so wild. Then like people don't really get. Hey, shout outs to the Actors Guild.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. The real reveal.
Yes, the real reveal.
Yes.
Was
back to the show we're actually watching.
The real reveal was that Antonio Banderas has been he's been making up a virus to kill Soups, but then he was told to increase the dosage. And so he increased the dosage by 5 5 milliliters.
milliliters.
5 milliliters. I don't know if y'all know how much that is, but it's not much. And then
It's like 6 drops of water.
yeah. And then he ended up killing the soup. Betsy, I think is her name. Betsy.
Yeah, Ross. She makes the flags. Yeah.
she is.
I was not paying attention to her.
They had her shit like it was fire, like it was electricity, but she's the one who was actually throwing out fire in that previous episode. Because the orderly lady was like, Betsy, are you done?
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe she's just got maybe she had, I should say, control over elements in general.
Maybe.
Not good enough to not die, stupid.
Yeah. I don't know. We just didn't,
Betsy.
we clearly didn't get enough to know what the hell she did, but what she did was she died. Which is something that you do on this show. You might not live just because you're on this show.
Yeah, it's a pretty common superpower on this show.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Becomes her. That becomes her.
But the question, of how do you kill a soup has just been asked for the past 3 seasons of The Boys, and they kind of answered that with this.
No,
this
it's really been how do you kill Homelander really, because they've been killing soups. The game they play is how do you kill a soup?
Do you kill a soup?
That's
Translucent didn't have a good day.
Exactly. Every episode is how do you kill a soup today? How do you kill a soup today? We gonna kill us about 3 soups today on accident, maybe.
And one of the most horrifying things that happens in the episode is at the end, Shetty is like, "Oh God, can you make it contagious?" So
because Sam mentions that she hates them. He said, "Yeah, she hates us."
Yeah. So what do you think? Is that the reason? Does she just want genocide? Is she trying to kill a specific soup? What do you think?
What do you think?
We're gonna get some backstory. I think there's gonna be maybe a soup killed her kid or something.
Yeah.
Or I think they're gonna give her some backstory. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather they don't. Just make her super fucking jealous and a petty bitch. I'd actually kind of like that. It'd be refreshing. I'm done with every villain having a relatable backstory.
Yeah.
The Joker,
we don't need a Shetty episode.
The Joker movie, unimpressed.
Yeah, I think that I think there's 2 possibilities. I think that Jeff's right. She could be. It could be. I think most likely is her daughter because she mentioned that she had a daughter and that she died. She insinuated that she died.
Right.
But maybe what if her daughter is Veep?
Veep.
No. She's not old enough.
Oh yeah, homegirl.
We don't know.
Sorry, Shetty's not old enough for Veep to be mind blowy.
Is she? I don't know, man. Black don't crack. Brown don't frown. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the last one means. But
beige don't.
Well, you're gonna have to rhyme with caramel for that one, buddy.
Yeah. Caramel don't marble. These are. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, these are prototypes.
If y'all got one, let me know.
This prototype. But
Siskel and Ebert didn't like each other either.
That is true.
That is a very good point. They did not like each other. You know what I'm saying?
# Ebert was an inside job.
But yeah, I just love the implications of this crazy virus and how it could possibly bleed into the next season of The Boys.
Maybe
since this.
And,
well, obviously, I think it's obviously into it in some way.
And I agree, Jeff. I would like it if she's just I'm just crazy.
Right.
I just wanted to push technology to the limits, and it started with these soups.
Yeah. So. Even if it's just that she wants to take over the world or whatever, or she just wants to reset the playing field. Things like that I'm good with. I don't need the emotional backstory on everyone. Some people are just evil, and I'm okay with that. Give me more evil villains.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yes, which is a reason that Joker rocked and Joaquin's did not.
Yeah, that's
Come at me.
Which Joker is
that? That's Todd
Heath?
Phillips' Joker, the Joker movie. Joker.
Yeah. Now
Joaquin
I will
Phoenix?
say
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yep.
Yeah.
Now I'll say this. I think something really interesting this episode did. You brought it up. The first 3 seasons of The Boys is basically like, how do we kill Soups?
Yeah.
And we're
How do
on
we
the
kill
boys'
Soup?
side. So the entire time we're like, yeah, fucking figure it out. Kill those assholes. And
Right.
then in this episode, this show, they have the way to kill Soups, but now we're worried because it's the kids.
Yeah, this is from the point of view of the Soups.
They did a really good
Well, it's the
job
point of a
basically
view of-
turning our viewpoint around as well, you know?
Right.
Yeah, definitely. It's from the point of not just like Soups. It's from the point of like good Soups.
Yeah.
We haven't like
Yeah.
I think we talked about it last week. The Soups that we've been used to on The Boys are all terrible fucking people. And these Soups are actually trying to
Yeah.
like be heroes. So I think it's interesting that that's the dynamic that we're
Right.
getting.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I just think that's why we're watching like a completely different show,
Yeah.
because a lot of the things just don't match up with what is actually going on right now.
For sure. Yeah. I totally agree.
A lot of the
That's-
things from The
that's a-
Boys doesn't match up
Yeah.
with what's going on right now with
Mhm.
our characters
Yeah,
today.
no, that's a very good observation, because it's very, one of the things I like about Dear White People is that it's like these really, really young people who they just like really have a lot to say, and they think that they're forwarding the generation, and they're just like very self-righteous, but which is like can be kind of annoying for like 18-year-olds, coming from an 18-year-old who was like that. But you put that kind of like energy and like into someone who like can actually do something.
Right.
Have some really fantastic young people do some really fantastic things, and that translates over into these superheroes too. And
Mr. Fantastic over here.
I like that that idea of the show too. But do you guys have any final thoughts about Gen V before we move on to our second show of the show?
I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying the writing, and I'm glad it's not just The Boys, but like 4 years younger, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Boys Babies. With the Boys Babies.
You were trying to go Muppet Babies, weren't you?
Yeah, I was trying to go Muppet Babies, but I was like
the Baby Boys.
The Baby Boys.
They're the Baby Boys because they grown, but they still acting like children, so they the Baby Boys.
No, I'm just thinking like John Singleton movie.
This is a John Singleton movie. This is clearly a John Singleton movie.
Do you have any final thoughts about Gen V before we move on?
Nah, man. Watch episode next one and then watch our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. Shit, I ain't got nothing to say except like and subscribe, baby. That was a good episode. I loved it, and y'all know I loved it now. Now y'all.
Yeah, I'm
That's
excited
the
to
way
see
I
what
should
happens next week. But let's move right along to Loki. We got episode 6.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
You just got to do the tab.
But Miss Minutes and Renslayer travel to Chicago, 1868, to secretly drop the TVA guidebook to a young Victor Timely, a variant of He Who Remains, who informed Miss Minutes about his plan before his death. Now, how did you guys feel about this interesting storyline, the way that this opens up with Renslayer, Miss Minutes sort of manipulating this variant of Kang, as it were?
I'm gonna let Jeff go. You go ahead first.
All right. Okay. This one was interesting. Overall, I liked the episode, but like it was pretty hokey. I mean, the entire Miss Minutes or Clock, whatever her name is,
Miss Clocky.
it's like, what the fuck is going on there? I mean, I get it. It's a Marvel show. There's superheroes and Norse gods, suspension of disbelief. I get it, but like, just like people not freaking the fuck out because there's a holographic clock running around Chicago in 1800s, and then she wants to hard fuck Kang at the end of time. I mean, like it just it was like,
we're
hey,
gonna get to the Kang.
it was like,
thing.
let's stretch this a little bit, and then let's just keep going. It's we're gonna make you uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait to get into all that. It's gonna get nice and dirty.
You mean the hollow fucking? Agreed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hollow fucking implications.
Exactly.
But yeah, what did you think of, I guess, this story, Bill, of the
man?
I'm gonna release this opening with them manipulating Kang's childhood.
Baby Kang.
Yeah. Baby Kang.
Big baby Kang, man. Yeah. Big Daddy Kang. I loved it, man. I loved it. Stop sharing the screen.
I was so confused. I was like, I mean, just keep looking entertained. I got it.
What was I saying? Oh, Big Daddy Kang. Big Daddy Kang. What's his name? Timely. Victor
Timely.
I thought this character was quite unique and displayed in extraordinary
is that
mindset towards presenting himself. I mean, the dude was wild. If y'all hadn't seen it, then you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Everything I just did sounds fucking ridiculous.
You have no idea how accurate that impersonation was.
Was pretty spot on. But it is weird because it feels like someone told Jonathan Majors, it's like, oh yeah, he's all about time. He's like, well, you don't think about comedy, right?
Oh,
it's all about
tragedy plus
timing. So I've got a lot of theories as to why he was doing that, but what did you think about that performance, Alice? And then Jeff, you tell us how you felt about it.
It is not my favorite of like the 6 Kangs we've got from Jonathan Majors so far. I thought it was like nice and silly for what they did for this episode, because it's eventually this episode goes like full on Benny Hill. But people are running in and out of the same fucking closet and shit.
It was very Scooby-Doo. Very Scooby-Doo.
It gets pretty crazy. But
nigga Hood stood behind a pillar and then the motherfucker ran by him. And then he just moved around the other side. And he turned around.
Oh man. As you do.
It gets so bananas. But I did appreciate like what he was doing with this character. It gets a little bit much with the timing stuff, because I get what he's trying to do. In that opening like presentation of the loom, I was like, just get to it, man. Like it's getting a little bit
but
on the whole, like I enjoyed the performance.
Power! I loved it. I loved it, man. It was fucking amazing. I got a theory. I had a theory as to why he was doing it. But Jeff, how did you feel about it?
I mean, like, oh god. My first thought watching it was, all right, this is interesting. Then a pretty quick thought after that was, I really wonder if they wrote his character like this, or Majors was just like, I got an idea. Let's just go with it. And then later on, it just like got to a point where, like Alex said, it's like, I don't fucking care. Move along. I get what's going to happen. Have it happen. This sentence already has 12 extra words. I don't know why it then needs to have like 14 extra pauses. Now, I will say I would have been 100% okay with his performance like this if when Timely gets off stage, he talks like a normal fucking person. And it turns out it was just like, that's what he put on for the performances.
Right.
That would have made sense.
Well, he kind of did. When I rewatched it, he kind of did that. by the time they get to his house, he kind of has put that off already.
But he's still so scatterbrained.
Well, yes. Now, I think that is speaking to his genius. Like, like some of the smartest people in the world in history have like been a little off. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Reportedly, allegedly. I don't want nobody's great grandsons coming and suing us because we offended their parents, grandparents.
We're talking about your pappy Joe Einstein.
But yeah, I think two things. I think that he was doing an accent from like a intelligent black man not far removed from slavery. You know what I mean? Like Frederick Douglass is who he was
the hair.
His hair was looking like and whatnot. So if I'm not mistaken, there may be some like audio of old black people talking like that. You know, like I know there's audio of what's his name? Booker T. Washington.
Horace Johnson.
I don't know why I thought because he has a very Booker T. Washington / W.E.B. Du Bois like
delivery. The delivery was that way though.
Okay.
Like talking like this and making points that may not make sense until about a minute later because that's how long it takes them to get it out. So I think that's what he was doing. So if you put that into context, like the information I've just given you that is actual history, and you put it in the context of what he was doing, I think that's what he was doing. And if so
that makes more sense.
He blew it out of the water if that's what he was doing. And I think that's what he was doing because we Jonathan Majors over here.
I will also say, using Nine's comment, it might also be like, when he's talking like this, it's because he is, in fact, a con man trying to come up with his next lie.
Yes. Yeah. And also it makes the con man point is the other one. I think he was just putting on a show for them, and the stupider he looks, stupider. I just said stupid. The dumber he looks.
Look at Bill putting on a show for us.
The less likely they are to be suspicious, and they can think they can get over on him, and he's black, so they think that, the dumber he looks, the easier it is to get them. Go ahead and read his comment, Alex.
He's got a comment from 9 here. He says, I love this episode of Loki, the dynamic of him being a con man that's being chased by everyone in town to everyone different for every different reason was just fun to watch. I thought that was a pretty fun too, because he's not like this genius, because I thought like when they were throwing that book in his room, that then we'd see 1800s Doctor Doom kind of character where he's just like, oh, I got all the technology, I'm using it for evil. But he's still not using it for good, but he's just like he has these I like the idea of these ideas for inventions, but like the technology isn't there yet, so they just are bound to fail. So I just like that. That's where.
Well, I liked also that he was just. I like that he was just. Scamming white people. He didn't scam one black person. Not one black person. He didn't scam one of them. But I do have to bring this up because I didn't think we brought this up. The baby boys would be.
The baby boys.
Come on, man.
Wait, isn't that a show? Didn't they make a cartoon?
I think that there is, because they made that cartoon Diabolical, and I think that was
and isn't there a baby soup?
Episodes. I think there is a baby soup. I skipped that one.
Diabolical. I haven't watched any of those.
I watched 2 episodes because only 2 of them seemed interesting. I should give it a chance. Maybe one day. We'll do that before when the new Boys comes out.
9 brings up a good point.
Obama's a con man. I agree.
Barack Obama. Definitely
I take all of that back.
Definitely had some Pauses.
Yeah, he's got that. Yeah, that.
But he was doing Martin Luther King. People don't realize, rappers who have different styles and shit.
Yeah,
rappers have different styles that they like rip off of other rappers, but you don't notice because they hide it in their own voice. That's what Obama did with Martin Luther King's voice. Yeah. He just be doing Martin Luther King. Well, we see you out here. You just be trying to do a Southern Baptist preacher. I got you.
I think it's simpler than that.
What's that?
Obama, where's he from? Timely.
Chicago.
Where's this set?
Oh,
just the way Chicago men talk.
That's right. The way the Chicago men talk.
Pauses.
I would love it if he said that he studied Barack Obama for this performance. Well, and then Barack Obama would be like, "What the fuck?" But then, later, sorry. Yeah.
Oh well, I was gonna say let's get into the Miss Minutes situation.
Oh yeah, let's get into the Miss Minutes situation. Let's talk about Tara Strong, Miss Minutes.
Oh my God, Tara Strong.
Her and Renslayer, they're bickering. There's obviously like a weird lovers triangle thing going on. We could already tell that Miss Minutes is hot for
I wasn't the hot
Kang,
in the hot
man.
thing.
I thought you were just calling a clock hot, and I was like, oh man, Alex.
I did not.
We were all checking out Miss Minutes' ass.
Miss Minutes got them cheeks, right?
I mean, you know how it goes. Right. Ariel, Miss Minutes, Jasmine. Come on.
Have you seen Miss Minutes' areolas? That's what I'm waiting to see on episode 6.
I can watch her all day long.
That's right. She could tick my talk any day of the week.
So
I can probably get another clock sex pun in here.
I feel like this whole podcast could turn into clock jokes.
Clock dick jokes.
I loved when Renslayer's like, bit conspicuous, don't you think? And Miss Minutes seemed to really think just going black and white made her blend in.
Like, oh, you like this?
I'm assuming she could probably turn into anything, right? She's like a hologram.
She just don't give a fuck.
She's like, I'll just be a weirder clock.
She has clearly established she don't give a fuck about what nobody else is doing.
No.
She's like,
sorry, go
ahead.
Comment from 9. I would have been down for Miss Minutes and Ramona. I got all the time in the world.
Well, good news. Ramona's got a cartoon coming out in November. What?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, for real?
Ramona Flowers, Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
the anime comes out in November.
All comes around, man. I honestly cannot wait till that comes out.
I'm excited.
It all comes together like butt cheeks.
I'm also excited to talk about those comics because I'm just too much horror. But anyway, back to this. Yeah. This was interesting dynamic between those two. What did you think of playing?
I hated it. No, I thought it was crazy weird. It was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. Like, yo, why are you cock blocking? First of all, Miss Minutes. And then also,
no, I knew what you meant. That was
also Renslayer. You getting a little tatchy. You getting a little clingy. Back up for a little bit.
Right?
Real quick. Oh, he meant Ravona.
So I know. Oh, I knew that. I was just being
Ramona. Yeah, man, that was a little clingy, man. Jeff, how did you feel about this little scene where they're on the boat? They just got away from the crazy ass white people trying to chase them. Robber Baron is that dude's name.
Robber Baron.
No.
It's just like
he was a robber baron.
Exactly. So it was great. It was great. Name. No, in the credits, his name is Robber Baron.
Okay, but it's not like John Smith.
I think it is.
It's like audience member 3. He was a robber baron.
I honestly thought it was red herring, and pup named Scooby Doo. Where they're just like, let's just call this guy Robber Baron. Like, I honestly
awesome.
thought.
Or what was it? Inspector on
Inspector Detector.
Inspector Detector on Speed Racer. Inspector Detector.
It's like, yeah, let's just lean all the way into this madness because, then it gets fucking goofy.
I mean, Speed's name is Speed, and then his last name is Racer. What's crazy about that?
Perfectly
and then
normal.
Mega Man's name is Rock. You know,
right? Exactly. Yeah.
But no. So, all right, the whole Renslayer getting real into Timely real quick. The way I see it, it's one of two things. One, in the course of like 5 minutes, 3 of which they were running from people, she fell in love. Which, come on, girl, get some therapy. You got some issues.
Yeah.
Check out Unfiltered Bachelor. We're gonna go over your attraction types. We're gonna figure this out.
Links in the video description.
Or 2, they stuck around like for a while in like when he was a kid, and then came here. And if that's the case, that one's even creepier.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because oh man, like
Miss Minutes had eons to fall in love with this fucker.
Yeah,
Renslayer had like 13 minutes.
Yeah, but also Renslayer has for eons been without the touch of a man. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe she just got like, desperate. She got a little horny, started touching herself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that refrigerator chair,
and
really got her hooked in. You know what I'm saying?
And when they're leaving on Lake Michigan, she literally found the man in the canoe.
Yeah, man. But you know what?
I'm so proud of that one.
That's where he is.
you got some serious attachment issues or detachment issues if you send a fine ass bitch off into the goddamn lake, the cold ass Michigan lake, and throw her off into a fucking oblivion. They're just like, bitch, all right, make it on your own now.
Lake Michigan is so cold.
You couldn't just told her like, hey, I don't want to be partners with you.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot more work.
It clearly was.
I feel like I have a weirder theory that like all of this is
weirder than what me and Jeff just said.
Where like, because I feel like all this emotion is coming from Miss Minutes having a prior relationship with Kang. And like, she's like, I fell in love with this guy, and here he is again. Oh, right in front of my face. And now I have to express my love. Like, because I feel like this is coming out of nowhere. You know what I mean? She's
it
just
really is.
Like, yo, I just met you. But I feel like she either maybe has developed just like an emotional relationship, like, or emotional attachment to He Who Remains, because she spent eternity with him in that tower, where Renslayer ends up.
So
later.
we all saying the same thing,
no. Okay, so I thought that we were saying something different about.
No. I'm just saying like we all said something different, but we all saying that she horny. Like we all saying
we had different proof for the same thesis.
Like it's like Nine just say here, Renslayer is so thirsty. She needed to dip in that lake, man. She need to cool off, man. Drop her in the hey, look, bitch, you need to get that lake, get that water real quick. Then come back and meet me over in Michigan. And then you'd be all right.
Excuse you, Wisconsin.
He was in Wisconsin. Excuse me.
The only thing that would have made it better if he just straight up Arnold Schwarzenegger and just chill before he knocked her in,
Chill. It's time for you to cool off. Yeah, hold on. He also this is one of my favorite lines as well. My favorite line was when he called Lake Michigan the Caribbean of the Midwest.
Oh God!
God damn, that shit was funny.
I love Lake Michigan so much, and just no,
not at all. It's a fucking impressively amazing big ass lake. You do look like you're looking at the ocean because you don't see
the other
anything.
side.
Unless on a clear day. Sometimes on a clear day, you can see Michigan City.
Depending on which part. Because, I mean, if you're looking out...
if you're like South Loop area.
You're at Navy Pier looking out. You don't see the other end,
Yeah, it just depends on what kind of day it is outside.
Mhm.
But yeah,
When
anyway.
he said that, I was like, is that what they called it back then?
Nah, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I
That
don't
might
know.
have been.
That shit is hilarious, though. I don't care what they call. That's what we calling it now, goddamn it. We need to get
Coldest
some
lake
t-shirts
in
made.
America.
We don't
Let's
have
just
every
call it the
kind of
Caribbean.
Say what again?
One of the coldest lakes in America. We're gonna call it the Caribbean.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Bro.
so fucking cold.
It's
in
so
that-
cold.
It might be the coldest.
That's one of the reasons the mob dumped bodies there. It was too cold for them to float.
Right, it's gonna drop.
The bacteria couldn't grow because it was ice fucking cold.
It's gonna drop. It's a good day to do. Hey,
Mhm.
Alex says here it's gonna be about 30 degrees today. And then about 7 o'clock, it's gonna be 20. It's
Get
good
the
day-
bodies.
Yeah, it's a good day to go drop this body off. Gotta fucking open this freezer. I got some steaks coming in.
Day for dropping bodies. Yeah.
Good day for dropping bodies. When is it not a good
mean-
day for dropping bodies?
Hey.
Hey.
We apologize to the Italian community. Anyway,
I'm cool with it.
but at
Over to those Chicago residents.
yeah, we talked about at Timely's Wisconsin laboratory, he turns Miss Minutes off after she professes romantic love for him. Renslayer, Loki, Mobius, and Sylvie all arrive, with Sylvie gaining control. Sylvie allows Loki to take Timely back to the TVA, then sends Renslayer to the Citadel at the end of time, with Miss Minutes being brought along. And then they reveal that then Miss Minutes reveals that she has a secret about Renslayer that apparently she's not going to be very happy about. What do y'all guys think?
Y'all guys.
What do y'all guys? You guys. What do you guys? Talking like Miss Minutes now. What do y'all think that Miss Minutes' big secret is about Renslayer?
Ooh, I'm gonna go first.
Yep.
That he like already ditched you like 4 times before, bitch. Like this dude,
Okay.
this dude already like loved you, hated you, loved you, put you off to the side, wiped your mind, used you, and wiped your mind again, put you back, came back, got you again, put you back, and now you're running TVA. And this has all been about an eon. This has been for about 2 eons.
that would be interesting. Because they have had sort of a love-hate relationship in the comics, apparently.
If I'm not mistaken, in the comic books, Renslayer, after like Kang leaves or some shit, she's like running the shit. She's like the single mom who got left. Like Kang went out to go get a pack of cigarettes, and then he just never came back. That's the kind of shit.
Renslayer, never coming back. I'll see you later.
Right. And then but he did have an AI that was called, damn, I can't remember the AI's name, but he had an AI,
Mr. Hours.
that it was like something like wife or it was something like married something. Anyway, he had an AI that he talked to, but when he left, it was just Renslayer and him in his time castle. I mean, Renslayer and the AI in his time castle, and they would have conversation all the time. So I think Miss Minutes is his AI, as she mentioned. She wasn't always as she is. She just was programmed to learn and then continue to build on herself. So she created how she looks, which is why I think Jeff is right. She can turn into whatever the fuck she wants to. And she just chooses to be a wacky, goofy looking ass clock. But she doesn't have a body like she mentioned in this episode. And so I think we're going to get these two teaming up, because Renslayer is like, we had it going just fine until you started
wanted to fuck him.
Yeah, she's like, you made us look silly. So she still sees them as paired together. Renslayer still sees them as paired together. So I think they're gonna be a team, and Renslayer ends up not, like they have a complicated relationship, Renslayer and Kang, in the comic book. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. What did you think about it, Jeff?
9 took it right out of my mouth. I had 2 theories. First, she's a Kang variant. 2, she's like Kang's mom or something, and he brainwiped her.
Oh,
now that would be very.
Now, I thought you meant this. I thought you meant this.
No. That's not a theory. Straight
you meant
fact
you
right
meant
there.
this one.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that would be some crazy shit, man. I think. What do you think, Alex? What do you think?
Well, I think that if you guys are listening to this on Spotify or Google Podcasts, you guys should check us out on YouTube so you can get all these hilarious jokes on the comments. But I also think that
You think too much.
Yeah, that would be really interesting if Renslayer was a variant of Kang. That'd be like so fucking outside. I'd never even thought of that, but that'd be really, really dope. And just like another
That's
way
some
of
Ryan Airy type theories right there.
And that'd be just a really interesting way of just like showing just like another mirror side. I was like, oh, this is what Loki and Sylvie could do. Now let's see what like an evil version, like a real evil version of Loki and Sylvie could do to the universe.
Not a kind of evil version, a real evil version.
And also remember, I mean, like, I think it also fits because who would Kang trust to be in charge of the TVA other than himself?
His baby mama.
Baby girl. Yeah, that's a good point.
Is either him or his baby mama, or maybe he wouldn't trust a variant of himself because he inherently doesn't trust.
Well, if he wiped her mind,
right? Yeah, if he continues to, man. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many.
Which brings me to Ouroboros, since we're talking about minds being wiped. Clearly, Obi. Well, it's not clear because obviously Obi doesn't remember anything before the TVA, so he's had his mind wiped to some degree. But I wonder.
Don't make him a bad guy. I love him too much.
No, I don't believe there is that theory that he's a villain in this, the big bad, but I don't think so. I think this Victor Timely will double cross at some point.
Oh, of course.
And I think that we got mention of Thomas Edison, in this episode. Yeah, and Edison famously stole all of his ideas because he worked at the patent office. He worked at the patent office and he just stole things that he saw that were good ideas when they came in, and he just like, oops.
Also interesting that they didn't mention
into the trash can.
Also interesting they didn't mention Tesla at all in this. He was there too.
They didn't mention him because he's the guys that they did mention. I think he's trying. They're putting a connection that he didn't come up with his ideas either. He's reading.
That makes sense.
His ideas come from Ouroboros's handbook. So I think he's just taking somebody else's ideas, and that's why he points out that he's been struggling with the technology to match his ideas, but they ain't your ideas, dog. They somebody else's ideas. So I think that that's a very interesting part of how they're building his character, Ouroboros's character, because what if Ouroboros is the real leader of the TVA, and he and he who remains, they created it together to keep time from
like Jeffrey Wright and Anthony Hopkins in Westworld,
right? Or I was gonna say Andy Dufresne and what's his name, Morgan Freeman's character,
Red.
Yeah, Red. I was gonna say Red and Morgan Freeman. I mean, Red and Morgan Freeman. Red and Andy Dufresne. So, but you got your references. I got my references.
Andy was quiet.
He was a dear friend of mine.
I miss my friend Andy.
I miss my friend.
Yeah,
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. I definitely think that Obi's gonna have a big role to play for the rest of the show.
Me so happy.
And
what if he sees Victor Timely? He's like, "Oh, hi! I seen you before. I got to see you. It's been a long time. What?
That'd be great.
700 years. That's crazy."
That'd be incredible. And I know that there's gonna be a scene with them coming up.
Yeah, the trailers have shown it. I don't know if I can pull that up or not, but yeah, the trailers have kind of shown that they're gonna eventually see each other.
There's gonna be a meeting.
There's going to be a meeting.
Pull this up. Do you guys do you have any final thoughts about Loki? Any things you're excited to see that you saw in the trailer?
So Jeff? So first, I didn't watch the trailer, so I don't have anything. So one, I think that Miss Minutes is gonna eventually get a body, and I think it's gonna be Tara Strong.
Ooh.
That's one. Two, this is just something that I thought was fucking hilarious. And I wanted to point out, I love when they find out they're going to the World's Fair and Mobius is like, oh my God, we're going. I like how he's like, the World's Fair, the White City, Edison, H.H. Holmes. Like one of the ones he brings up is one of the most notorious serial killers in America.
Yeah, it's like it's all happening right here, man. Don't you want to come by? It's like a fucking.
Don't you want to go see the murder castle? Come on.
I'm not gonna lie, that's me. That's totally me. I'm totally
time travel Bill's visiting the murder castle, huh?
Yes, I'm always visiting the murder castle. I'm gonna go find that one Polish lady who used to kill people all in Illinois.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to all of the places, dog. I'm going to all the places.
And then the only other thing I had about this episode, and this is just because we got International Production Design Week going and everything, and we've interviewed a few of them, and this is just a fun bit of trivia. The show's production designer, Karsa Farahani, sorry if I messed up your name there, she wrote and directed this episode.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
No tits.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so funny. Like I'm
gonna start saying no tits. Does that sound good? It sounds like
sad.
It's a sad thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm sad happens.
It should be like no
in my mind. I just heard. In my mind, I just heard like the game over from Mario. Do 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 do.
Or the one that whenever the one in the Zelda when you die, Zelda one. Zelda song.
Hey, listen.
Or maybe it's the Zelda Forest song. Before when they're in the forest. What's that? What's
the Lost Forest?
Yeah, the Lost Forest. That's one.
I mean, you'd have to name the game. It's a different music in each one.
The first one. The first one.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
But anyway,
up left. You're fine.
But anyway, you guys can check us out on our
Zelda
on our Zelda
Twitch,
podcast that comes
Twitch
out
channel.
every other Sunday.
Actually, I think Jeff actually has a Twitch channel.
17:20 a.m.
I do not.
You don't have a Twitch?
I should get one. I know.
You should get one. Then all these
I've got almost all the friggin' systems. I mean, I might as well.
You just get one and play. You playing games. You're probably playing games right now. I'm gonna tell you what. He's good at playing games and talking.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I got bored. I'm not gonna lie, and this was pretty. It was silly of me. Like a month ago, I got bored and bought a PS2.
Oh, well, really?
That's a good.
I've got a PS5.
I would have. Yeah, I was gonna say.
You can't play PS2 games on PS.
But at least you didn't sell me. Look, at least you weren't trying to like shit on us and then say like I got bored one day and I bought a PS5. Like I was like, man, here comes a hell of flex right here.
I got super lucky a year ago and bought a PS5. That's totally fucking different.
Right? Yeah. See, look,
Right? Yeah.
I got a paycheck I wasn't expecting, so I blew it on a PS5.
They fucked around and paid me twice at work. I'm going to give me a PS5.
But guys, if you guys have any more thoughts about I was about to say thoughts about Rick and Morty, but if you guys have any more thoughts about Loki, please put it in the comments. Let me know what's like theories you have about Renslayer, Miss Minutes, Sylvie, Loki, all the characters in the show. They all have things to do. So they're all going to be doing things. So let me know what you think.
They're doing things.
Now, Jeff, I know that you're not a fan of the next show.
He's not a viewer.
He's not a viewer. Watched it.
He's not a viewer.
He's not a viewer. You're going to have his mentions fucked up.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want people coming at you.
I don't care. Come at me. Whatever.
You fuck.
There's too much to watch. I can't watch it all.
Check out Bodies on Netflix.
Is that another one?
Is that another one on fire? We're gonna be covering it on the Drunk Banthas channel. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to watch it, but because you can just come on here and watch us talk about it.
Yeah, it's basically watching the show.
Exactly.
And if you haven't watched Rick and Morty, you can basically watch the show by hearing us talk about episode 2 of season 7.
5 minutes. We're going to talk about this for 5 minutes.
Very interested to get into all of this.
Yeah. What did you think about this episode before you get into the description?
I loved it. Thank you for asking.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I'll
Zep.
be quiet now. I'll be quiet. I'll let you guys-
No, you're good. You're good. What'd you think, Alex? What'd you think?
I thought it was great because, again, like the first episode is very much just like, let's pull out all the tricks. So it's kind of hard to tell how good the show is still. And then, you know, even though that like I wasn't expecting the Justin Roiland thing to affect the quality of the show. It was just a season to season thing because sometimes, you know, one season just isn't as good as the last. So I was always expecting the writing to be good. And the second season, without having to rely on, you know, Mr. Poopy Butthole or Mr. Squanch or Bird Person or anything like that, it was still just like a solid.
You mean to tell me you don't like it, Alex? You mean to tell me you don't like me, Mr. Poopy Butthole? You mean you want less of me?
I like you fine, Mr. Poopy Butthole. It's just, you know, it's like it's, you know, in doses.
You need doses in your butt.
Oh, I walked right into that one. I'm sorry, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
You walked right into a poopy butthole.
Did that one to yourself.
You're being crass, and I don't appreciate it.
Don't get cross with me.
You were not invited to this podcast.
All right, I'm gonna go about my business. Ooh-wee.
Okay, well, I mean, come back anytime, but just, you know, in doses, just a little bit. But I like this.
Oh, were you
episode
making
a
a
lot.
point?
Yeah, I like this episode a lot. What did you think of this episode?
Oh man, this episode was great, man. Fucking Rick and Jerry switch brains, but not in a Freaky Friday way, in more of a original Friday way.
Yeah.
So they switch brains. They did a Freaky Friday, but then
and then it goes terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong because Rick switches brains with Jerry and like loses his mind because of how fucking stupid Jerry is. He shoots himself in the fucking head, and then like he immediately runs
Oh my god!
to the fucking shelf, grabs a gun, and shoots himself in the head. And then,
as you do,
and then literally Rick was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" Like, no, it was Jerry. Jerry don't know how to handle Rick's body, so he starts fucking up shit and kills himself on accident. And his brains splatter everywhere. So the machine, Rick has a machine that fixes everything and brings him back to life if he happens to die. So, well, if he's in that vicinity,
Right.
And so. Yeah, the machine puts both of them back together, but their brain matter is all over the place. So some of Jerry's brain goes into Rick's body, and some of Rick's brain goes into Jerry's body. So now they're the same person but different, and they think that both of them are Rick.
Yeah,
and neither one of them are Jerry because it's pathetic to be Jerry. So even the parts that are Jerry don't want to be Jerry.
Yeah, it was,
and they basically become a buddy comedy.
Yeah, like it was so cool because like it was again like not Freaky Friday, like it was like a higher concept of a high concept like comedy that we've seen 100 different times. And just like, oh, let's put a comedic spin on that.
It was also what if a buddy comedy was what if John Wick was a buddy comedy?
Right.
That's what this shit does. What if John Wick was a buddy comedy?
Or if like it's like if you took The Odd Couple and blended their personalities together, what if like that makes like them actually love each other rather than just be so resentful of each other? This is like, oh man, like, oh, I totally get you now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm finally vulnerable enough to admit to you that I wish I was more like you, and vice versa.
Right? Yeah. It's
stupid.
Pretty.
No, I'm joking.
Totally bananas. And this all happens in a very weird time because this happens while Morty has been sort of kidnapped because he's been selling drugs on this alien guy's turf.
Yeah, he was selling drugs on the turf of some alien gangsters. And just like in John Wick, where the fucking gangster son steals John Wick's car. They mess with the wrong motherfucker's grandson. So he's like, oh shit, you know who the fuck you stole? You know who the fucking kid this is? You better fucking go take him back.
John Wick,
go get him out of here. Get him out of here. And then they call Rick, and Rick has to go rescue Morty, but you know, it goes south because he's Jerry.
Part Jerry.
Exactly. You can't get nothing done being part Jerry. Like you can't get nothing done being part Jerry. It's just give it up. Just give it up.
Yeah, and they were just like really fighting each other for a while. But then they kind of come together and they have that moment where they realize that we're not so different, you and I. And it's like, no shit, y'all's brains are literally mixed together.
So they solved their problem by merging their body together and becoming a Rick. What do they call themselves? Or
burgers and fries.
Oh yeah, before that. Yeah. That's before what I'm talking about. Yeah, they became a team. That's when they became Riggs and Murtaugh, man.
Yeah,
burgers and fries.
Burger and fries. And they decide that they're gonna come. No. Sorry, that was. Oh, no. That was later.
yeah. Burger and fries is when they like the Miami Vice bad boys, Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah, where they they dress
cocaine
like
thieves.
they dress like they're Miami Vice, but they steal cocaine from other cocaine thieves.
Excuse me, crystals.
Oh yeah, crystals.
Which I guess is like meth term, maybe.
Crack cocaine.
Yeah, they snorted it.
Yeah,
So
I did like
whatever.
the line. Where, I
Whatever
did
it
like
is,
the
they
line where Morty was like, "Crystals could be any," or Beth was asking the drug dealers like, "Is my son selling drugs?" And
For my father.
yeah, for my father. And Morty was like, "Crystals could be anything." And then the drug dealer was like, "But in this case, it is drugs, ma'am."
It is. Your son is selling drugs, ma'am. On the side, ma'am.
Oh, it's so good.
Without your knowledge, ma'am.
But yeah, they
Too
have
good
their
to lie to the mother. That's fair. That's a sweet, that's a sweet boy.
He's a sweet boy, you know, deep down. Yeah. What happens next? The half Rick, half Jerry.
Yeah, what was that thing called?
Oh wait, what?
The half Rick, half Jerry thing. What was it called? Like,
oh, isn't that the name of the episode? No,
they like
Rickson or something.
Rick.
Jericky. Of course, it's like their names are so stupid.
I don't know. I don't know what race, but it sounds like a racial slur.
Right? It sounds. I mean, look, Jericky.
You Jericky.
That or it just sounds like someone doesn't know how to pronounce Cherokee.
Right. It sounds like I was gonna say it sounds like a Native American tribe somewhere.
Get out of here. Don't like it kind.
Sounds like somebody can't pronounce an African name.
But yeah, that eventually they kind of realize. Well, no, yeah, but first, yeah, they decide they're gonna go off into the space. You know, they're gonna be Briggs and Murtaugh in space doing hijinks with each other. But
does one of them at one point say, "I'm too old for this shit"?
No, that was in like season 3.
That's upsetting.
They already used that joke.
They were already too old. That's fair.
They've already definitely used that joke, so you can't use that one right now.
Not in this I did appreciate the Howard Dean yell joke.
Yeah, yeah, that's when they realize that they're because the kids get kidnapped. Morty, Summer, and his daughter Beth get kidnapped by the gangster who survived his mortal wound, which was a hole in his stomach from a laser. So he's all bandaged up, ready to commit some fucking havoc because, I need revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And so they call up Jerry and Rick and they're like, yo, we got your kids. Get your ass down here. And you know what? Yeah, bring some money. Bring some money too. Fuck it. And we do recommend buying the seasons on YouTube. You got them, and then you also can watch them uncensored, and they come out early before the actual episodes come out. So anybody watching, that's why
the man trying to tell you what to watch.
It's right, man. Go ahead, get your shit early. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Poopy Butthole, I told you that you're not supposed to be here.
No, buddy, you can't tell me what to do.
Mr. Poopy Butthole, I said this in doses. We are about to wrap this episode up. We do not need you coming in here with all these
All right, you'll be seeing me sometime around the end of this series. I'll be back.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Cannot wait. Mr. Poopy Butthole, he's got an open door invitation, unfortunately. But
But that's when they
but
become the.
that's when they become
Jericho.
Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was weird, man. I
He
ain't gonna lie,
seems so-
but that was a bit that they did not last. It didn't last long, but I was like, okay, it did. Like right when they got to the end of it, I was like, all right, this needs to end. This is weird.
It
was so weird.
It was a cool
calling
visual.
it. We're calling it. Yeah, you can
We're
call
calling
it.
it.
All right.
We're gonna call it. It was a weird visual, and like it was a weird, cool visual for like the sci-fi-ness of everything. And I like the moment where he was throwing the barrels down the thing, and they did a little Donkey Kong chest bump.
Yeah, the fight scene was weird, man. With 6 legs, it was weird.
Yeah.
Well, how many legs? It's not 6.
Yeah, it was 8. Yeah,
It was 8 because he was like a centipede with a
or
big
4.
booty.
Jesus Christ! All right,
fucking
4
hate
legs,
centipedes.
4 arms. It's all
It was 8.
things. Yeah, it's
Right,
4,
but-
8 appendages.
So like an octopus.
It was like a centipede with. It was like a man centipede.
Yeah, it kind of
with
looked
2
like
heads.
A manopede.
I wish
Kind of
YouTube
looked
would
like
let me
a
show
totem
y'all.
pole, like where it has.
I wish YouTube would let me show y'all because there's no way for us to tell you. You just gotta go look it up,
Yeah,
Google it
just
or something. I don't know.
But it was a cool visual, but I was just like, they could have achieved this with both of them just going in there and killing them all. Like Rick has done
No, it wouldn't
this
have been. They already did that
before.
with the burgers and fries.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I know visually it's like okay, we'll just like have them do this again.
Right.
Like let's have something.
I like
more
what they
interesting,
did.
but-
It just almost lasted too long. And I like how they came out of it with
Yeah.
just smacking him in the face with the rake that started this entire episode started just because Jerry wanted him to help, wanted Rick to help him get his rake back from the neighbor Gene, who nobody actually gives a fuck about.
Yeah,
But
Gene's been in 2 episodes this season. Now.
That's
It's
like
crazy.
he's been in like 3 episodes the entire series.
And now he's in 2. Yeah, he says, I know you guys don't give a goddamn fuck about Gene.
Maybe they got rid of that Justin Roiland budget. Now they got money for everybody to get in there. You know,
He's like, hey,
There's a new writer on that show who's like, "Hey guys, you want to know who my favorite character is? Gene." And everyone's just
Old
like,
Gene.
"Okay, whatever,
I
go
mean-
with it, Greg. We're tired. We've been doing this so much longer than you, man. Okay, whatever."
Gene's
you know who don't get enough love, man? Gene. We don't give Gene his We don't give Gene his flowers this season.
But then everything goes back to normal, except for of course, not totally. Rick and Jerry go back to bickering with each other, but there's still a little picture up there on the wall.
Yeah.
And they have that nice little song playing, which is a song by Jack White. I didn't know it was a song by Jack White until I watched this episode.
Because you're racist.
Because it's the theme song for Conan O'Brien's podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. So I just thought that was
he's
just
lonely.
like the theme song for that podcast. But I was like, oh no, it's a song by Jack White. So
Yeah.
But that
You don't know any of those things because you're racist. So. It's not. I mean, there's no other reason.
Jack White.
You heard it here
Yo.
first. Alex hates honky.
Yeah, I mean, y'all been hearing it for years, but now you've confirmed
By
it
the
right
way-
here.
Alex, I get it.
That is my dark secret.
But we do find out once they get their brains put back together that there is a piece of Rick's brain still left over in Jerry's mind, and
Yeah.
he can't get out because Jerry only sees technology in his minds as things that are made out of
yeah,
what was
gears
it?
and
Gears
springs.
and sprockets
Yeah.
and springs. That
Gears
was all.
and springs.
Gears and springs
Yeah, all
everywhere.
technology is gears and springs.
So every
even
time Rick tries to
spaceships.
re-engineer something with something else, there's
Yeah.
just gears and springs coming out of it. It
Yeah.
was amazing. That was
I'm
an
just gonna-
amazing little ending.
I'm just gonna read this one part, just like a description. Yeah, the post credits scene. It is revealed that memory Rick from Rick Turtle friendship of the spotless Mort is trapped in Jerry's mind and tries to escape, but his efforts are hindered because of Jerry's belief that all technology is powered by gears and springs. Now, do you remember that episode? Because I do not. Like that the Rick Friendshine of the Spotless Mort, where apparently there was like a version of Rick's brain that gets stuck in Jerry's mind.
That was wasn't that when we get to meet Gearhead?
Maybe.
Or isn't that the one with the cloud? The cloud?
I think that, maybe that is the one with the cloud. Guys, put it in the comments if you guys remember what that is.
Yeah, because we didn't Google it.
Yeah, because like I honestly, we both watched this episode right before we started the pod.
Like, that was your first time watching it too?
No. I mean, I watched it before that, but I was like putting together the notes. Yeah. I didn't have time to like Google that. I like watch whatever episode.
Yeah, we ain't got time for y'all.
Like,
Google it, man.
Like, I don't know.
Google it on your own time, man.
There's so many things.
God damn, this show is free.
But
what you want us to do?
They want you to Google. That's what.
But I thought that I just wanted to bring that up because you had mentioned that like maybe that would come up again in the future. Because I was like, well, apparently it's a callback to something in the past, but like I feel like maybe they're gonna keep this weird.
No, yeah, I think that's going to be something that's going to just keep going on and on and on, and it probably won't happen until the last episode of this season, or the first episode of next season. But that's how they like to do it. They like to introduce something that's a breadcrumb. Then the next 4 episodes have nothing to do with nothing, and then they do another episode that ties into two seasons ago. They tie up loose ends, but they don't tie them up tight till later. They don't tie them tight, and they let them hang for a little while. Just let them hang. Like, I don't care. I got holes in my jeans. I don't care. I'll patch them up later.
I'll tell you what. Obviously, I mean, I pointed out I don't watch the show, but that sounds a lot like Deadpool in the past. Like Deadpool used to like hear voices and like you'd see extra word bubbles on the screen of him being crazy and talking to himself. And it was later revealed that like he and Madcap were fighting Thor once, and Thor just burned them all both to ashes, and the regeneration healed them together. So it wasn't that he was like crazy and hearing his own thoughts. He was hearing Madcap talking in his head the entire time.
Oh shit.
That's like Talk to Me.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Man, if Sarah's watching right now, she just got scared.
Guys, watch my Talk to Me review.
Hold on. Somebody might have the answer here. Rick Turtle is when he goes in the bird person's mind.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I need to rewatch that episode.
Shit.
I like binge watched that season. Damn. What was that? Season 6? Season 5?
I don't know.
Yeah, I got because
56
season 56 I think it was. But thanks so much Crime Roomba SSJ2 for dropping some knowledge on us.
Well, how do you know that's not pronounced SSJ2 or Sehatu if it's in Spanish? How do you know that?
I mean, yeah, I'm not fluent.
You just so disrespectful.
Alex's Christmas present hooked on phonics.
Seriously though,
I would love it if somebody got me hooked on phonics. Like, oh shit, did you get a time machine?
I never got hooked on phonics when I was in elementary school. So now I've got it now, so I can learn to talk good on YouTube.
It's a great commercial.
Just
I will throw phonics.
Hooked on phonics and old VHS copies of Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
I can fly twice as high.
I just bought a LeVar Burton t-shirt. I'm so excited.
Dude, I just watched a thing on LeVar Burton and Reading Rainbow on YouTube, like a whole breakdown of how it went away and whatnot.
Yeah.
But isn't it coming back?
We've said LeVar
I don't know, man. Look, guys, bring it back. Bring back Reading Rainbow. Kids need something to do during the summer, and it doesn't need to be watching TikTok videos.
No, it needs to be watching YouTube videos.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Watch YouTube videos or let them play while you read your book. You let that play. You read your book, and then you don't actually read the book.
And then you learn twice. as much.
You just listen to
You
us.
learn twice.
You learn twice.
That being said, Jeff,
You.
where can the people find you on the interwebs?
Well, you can always try and Skype me. Don Cheadle's Driveway at littledickie2.com. It's because of the
hackers.
Obviously. Jeff Madel on Facebook, at Madel Jeff on Instagram. Or you can always find me on 9 Nerd Yards or Nerds at Night. And when they deign to let me join them on the Drunk Banthas channel on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
sir.
You can find him right here. You know, whenever we ask that question, where can we find you? And everybody always goes, you can find me. And I always think they're gonna do the fucking Nelly song. You can find me. I'm like, well, man, I might have to get that as a drop.
Yeah,
And just put it in there.
You got it. You got that.
So anytime somebody says you can find me, I'll play that. And then anytime Blake says, ooh, I just play. Or anytime somebody says something interesting, I could just play Blake going, ooh, like, you know, like that. I think that's just gonna be amazing.
Oh my God.
Coming soon.
Please do that.
And if you guys can't remember any of that, please just look into the video description. You can find all of Jeff's Ubly, Tubly, Instantly, Grammarly information.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so you can go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Stay safe, my little burgers and fries, and may the force be with you.
Peace.